Hey, now let's shift gears now. I want to move over to my friend Nicole Smith, who is with the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science. I always enjoy catching up with Nicole. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm great. How are you, Ricky?
I'm doing fantastic. How's life in your world these days?
Spooky. We are having lots of Halloween enchantments going on around us, so it's been action-packed. It's been kind of great.
I mean, really, the truth is, as you guys get ready to move toward Halloween, there's a lot going on at the museum.
Yeah, it's one of our bigger events of the year. We share it with the Children's Museum, so it's one night, two museums, one ticket, so that's kind of wonderful. But we start planning for this a year in advance, and our theme this year is classic movie monsters. So we may or may not have already built a Frankenstein's lab, as you do.
Well, it's called the Park After Dark event.
That's right. I think this is the 9th year for Park After Dark. And it's every year it's a little different. We go all out with the decorating. We make it really fun. And so each museum does a lot of like cool things that are very family friendly, but a little spooky, a little science, a lot of fun. And now we have that new Spotter the Otter Trail, so that once you've done one museum, you can walk safely on that trail to the other museum. We'll even have, we've got the Department of Archives and History coming, and they're doing like a cute activity about mummies, simply because, classic movie monsters. And we've got a wonderful student health organization coming, and they're doing a thing on blood and look dressed as vampires, but it will be animal bloods and which animals make what types of blood. And it's going to be fun.
I mean, it's really neat. Hey, listen, we'll come back and give the details on that in just a second. But for people who have not been before to the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science and that incredible campus that our forefathers were so smart to set aside, tell us about what that's about.
Oh, it's such a beautiful place. I mean, right now, as the autumn color is starting to come up, it's a great time to hit the trails and do a little hiking. We have that Permian Monsters exhibit, which is here till the end of the year, and everybody just loves that. That one's so engaging. We have things happening around the museum throughout the year. Like we've got a career fair coming up on November 2nd and 3rd. So if you've ever thought about a career in wildlife or law enforcement or accounting or biology or, anything, parks, any of that, college students that come to that, they come for free and they can have a chance to enter into a scholarship drawing. It's like a $500 little scholarship, but that's really awesome, that they have a chance to win if they're just checking out what possible careers they could have. That's going to be on November 2nd and 3rd. We've got stuff for early childhood. We even have a homeschool educator workshop coming up also on November 3rd. So we're doing something for the Girl Scout things happening. We've got Ambassador Scouts thing, all this stuff through November. And if you can, let me see if I turn it. Can you see the picture of the prothonotary warbler behind me?
Oh, I can. Yes.
So Dr. Wesley Shoup has written this incredible book. And it's all about the wildlife right here at LaFleur's Bluff State Park. Oh, wait a minute. It's right here.
Wow.
And he's going to be here. I think it's on November 11th. It's going to be a book signing, but it's also a presentation about the fall wildlife. And he's going to take people on a guided photography hike here that day. That just comes with admission. It's going to be awesome. So there's just so much to see. Just follow us on social media or follow us on mdwfp.com. You'll see all the many, many things we're up to. I need a clone. We've been really busy, but it's been great.
I know you have. It's really kind of the ultimate experiential situation for kids. They can come there and see it. There's not you can learn about things in a book, but when you go and you get to see it, and then as you pointed out, LaFleur's Bluff State Park, again, just this beautiful, great state park that you can walk around in and get to kind of take it all in. Hey, when we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Nicole Smith. We'll see you after this. Welcome back to Super Talk Outdoors. I'm so thrilled, as I always am, to have my friend Nicole Smith, who is a conservation educator, but she's also an event coordinator for the Mississippi Museum of Natural Science. And as she mentioned in the last segment, Park in the Dark, it's been going on about 9 years. It's coordinated efforts between them and the Children's Museum and so many other bits and pieces. So let's go back and go walk through that. If I want to attend that, let's take us through some of the the process of what people would expect, how they can do it if they want to attend. Let's talk a little bit about the safety aspects, but I'll let you take it from here.
Sure. So this is one of our favorite events of the year, and so we do give a lot of thought to safety. You can buy your tickets online now. I think up until Wednesday the 23rd, you can get advance tickets, or you can get them at the door. But the advantage of getting them in advance is all you have to do is enter the will call line. So that makes your life a little easier. And you can check in either at our museum, the Science Museum, or you can check in at our neighbors, the Children's Museum. So that's one thing to know. Parking, we will have parking at our museum, Children's Museum, at the LaFleur's Bluff State Park in that, interim space by the playground. And there will also be overflow parking along Museum Boulevard, in the northbound lane. We will not have the remote lot of Smith Wills this year. It just wasn't available. So we do recommend that you bring flashlights, in case it's darker in a little spot than you like, just to help light the way. And that should be, it's very safe. Now that we have that Spotter the Otter Trail, that's a great walkway between our museum and the Children's Museum. You'll see little pumpkins along the way and luminaries, and that'll be fun. We will also have the park itself will be open for the event, so that we will close at 5 o'clock like we normally do. It will open up again in time for the event's beginning at 5:30. And the Hedra and the Wedra, those are the two big towers that are at the playground. Those are going to be lit beautifully. And as the evening goes by, at the very end of it, people are being encouraged to go to the den, which is in that space. It will be well lit, and we'll have a zombie Zumba, which is going to be fun. Our friends at the Children's Museum put that together, and that's going to be pretty charming. Each museum has a bunch of different activities to do, so you can always check that out. We're going to have a Frankenstein's lab, but that also involves electricity experiments. We have how to train your werewolf, so some werewolf obedience training, because you really need to train those things. And we've got something I'm really excited about are the swamp stories, or the spooky stories that are going to happen in the theater. Our friends at the Children's Museum are doing creepy crawly crafts and ghost bubble experiments, which is going to be fun. They've got a scavenger hunt, and we've got haunted hallways and a sea witch. So it's going to be a good event. And bring your trick-or-treat bag. You want to bring your trick-or-treat bag, because there's quite a bit of candy in this. I've been spending 2 whole days just trying to pack candy and get it ready for 12 different stations just at our museum, and then Children's Museum will have their own treats too. So it's going to be great.
Well, I was, when I was in the media business, we would do events from time to time, and I know what's involved in putting an event on. I mean, it's no small task. And you think about all these different components that you just mentioned. The planning for this has to be enormous.
It's an effort, but it's an effort of joy. Our inner 12-year-olds come out to play when we build this one. And then our inner grown-ups have to be organized about how it comes together. But, it's a good moment.
Hey, Nicole, one of the things I wanted to, when people are passing LaFleur's Bluff State Park on the interstate and they look back toward that direction, they see some buildings. They see, you mentioned that playground, which the Foundation for Wildlife Fisheries and Parks had a big role in. But you look at that, they don't see what's going on behind that. I mean, tell them a little bit about, if they were to come and visit, what are they not seeing from the interstate?
So that whole complex has several things. First is that beautiful new playground, and just generally any given day, that playground during the day is free. So you can come and enjoy that. Our staff manages that. So the LaFleur's Bluff Complex manages it. It staffs it, it cleans it, it makes sure it books events there. You can rent that den. That's, that's something available to you. We just had a breast cancer walk there this past weekend, so it's a beautiful spot. If you keep driving in, you see the Children's Museum. You can pay to go see them. They've got a lot of things that they do. And if you go up just around the corner, you'll see our museum and the beginning of the trails too. So our museum has a new exhibit every 6 months. We have all sorts of things going on there constantly. And of course the trails. And this is a great time of year to get out there and do some hiking. And that comes with regular museum admission. And we're also very near the Museum to Market Trail. They've been working a lot on that. My husband and I have been riding our bikes on it after work each day, which is just wonderful. So there's so much to see.
Well, Nicole, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you. I love the work that you guys are doing, and good luck with your Park After Dark event on October the 27th. Anyway, listen, it's been a great show today. I appreciate Brent and Cuz and Nicole for joining me today. I love being here on Super Talk Outdoors. Continue to enjoy the outdoors. Always stay safe. God bless you, and we'll see you next Monday.